So today I actually went back and started looking at some old gameplay from my FIRECREST builds and other people's FIRECREST builds from the Division 1. And the first thing I could think about is this is actually going to be a pretty cool set in the Division 2. Now, I wanted to kind of compare what Division 2's gear set had compared to this one, so you could know how it compared to maybe the classified set in Division 1 and what we're getting now. But you can see in Division 1 it was such a really good set because it was such a great crowd control gear set, and that was so good about it. And the amount of damage this thing could put out would literally just evaporate enemies, and that's what was so cool about it. And when I see it coming to Division 2, I was like, this might actually be a good thing, because right now no one really uses the flame turret. It doesn't really do anything for us, but with the changes that they're making with the new gear set and how the new flame turret should interact with it, this could actually get pretty cool. Now, if you remember back, the 2-piece gave us incendiary grenades. The 3-piece actually gave us 50% flame turret range and 30% flame turret damage. And then the 4-piece, your weapon damage is increased by 15% against burning targets. Now, if you had a 5-piece, you get a 5% extra flame turret range and 20% extra flame turret damage, plus 1 extra grenade. And then the 6-piece was just a little bit of cherry on the top of the build. Bullets have 2% chance to cause an enemy to burn. Burning targets can cause a furious explosion when killed once every 10 seconds. An NPC set on fire by your flame turret will burn 25% longer. So you can already see how strong this build was. And now we're going to get something like this in the Division 2. So I'm very excited to be able to use this build, test it, play with it this Friday in the open PTS. So you guys already know that the 2-piece is going to give us 20% burn duration and 15% skill haste. The 3-piece gives us 40% burn damage. And in the 4-piece, you unlock the unique talent, and that is the incinerated turret spins 360, which the turrets before this didn't do that. Not only that, you are finally immune to your own incinerated turret fire, and that was something in Division 1 that you did with the FIRECREST. And then not only that, the incinerated turret does explode when disabled. Now, with every new gear set, you guys know we do get a chest piece and a backpack talent. And this is where it gets kind of interesting. So the chest piece, enemy set ablaze by the Ortiz incinerated turret prototype, ignites other enemies within 2 meters, which is kind of cool. But I think the backpack is where I'm really thinking I'm going to go with this build, because the backpack's going to give you 25% weapon damage to enemies set on fire by the turret, but then also give you 25% turret range, which is amazing. So it's going to be something like you might have seen in Division 1, where that range on that turret was pretty impressive. Now, this gear set will be live during the PTS on Friday, so I will be trying to dive into it as much as I can, because FIRECREST was definitely one of my favorite skill builds in the Division 1. Now, will I think this be a problem in PvP? I mean, only time will tell. And obviously you might have to start running some type of Hasbro build, especially with so many different status effects in the Dark Zone, because this build in PvP in Division 1 was definitely a problem. And if you weren't ready for it, you could end up some barbecue chicken, like that crispy barbecue chicken that you don't want to eat when you go to a friend's get together and they just leave the chicken a little too long, or they forget about it and the chicken comes out all burnt and crispy. That's what this build was doing in Division 1, and I have a feeling that's what it's going to do in the Division 2 in PvP if you aren't prepared for it. As you guys see, these guys are just literally burning everything. Now, I will tell you, once this gear set got announced on the PTS patch notes, I was just theory crafting in my head how would I actually run this. I really like the backpack. I could run 3 other pieces anywhere else. And then it's really deciding, well, what are the 2 random pieces I'm going to put on here, because that's how you compare the swamp, since you can't run a classified set in Division 2, but you can still run 2 gold pieces or maybe an exotic piece with the gold piece. So I'm really trying to figure out how I want to mess with this build, so that way I can benefit the most from not only the flame turret damage, but also from maybe a weapon like Pyromaniac. There's just so many different combinations you could do with this. So I'm definitely going to really try to make as many combinations as I can, and then find something that I really enjoy playing with. But could this be the first of many sets coming? We know we got strikers back in the day. Now we get something that kind of replicates FIRECREST. Now, what about maybe something like Tactician or Final Measure? I would definitely love to see some of the green gear sets from the Division 1. Now, they don't have to be classified sets, but come over to the Division 2 and see what kind of build combinations. And I gotta know in the comments, what do you guys think about this new set? Do you think it's something that you're gonna end up running around with? And what do you wanna know about it? In the comments, let me know what kind of combinations you might want me to test in the PTS. And I'll do my best to try to get those pieces so that way I can test it for you. So if there's a specific way you would like to know how this build works, if there's a specific way you would like for me to test it, I already have a couple ideas of how I want to. Let me know, because that way I can definitely try to fit it in and see. Maybe it ends up being one of my favorite. So let me know in the comments, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here. I'm kind of excited for this set. I know it might cause some issues, if not balanced right for PvP, but I think it's going to be pretty cool for PvE at least. And I think a lot of you guys will probably end up running this for a little bit. It's gonna be a new set, a new skill set, and something that we haven't been able to run because, again, the flame turret was just very horrible before this, right? So I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Hey, appreciate the support, appreciate the love. Leave a like, and remember, you can watch me live over on twitch.tv/nothingbutskills. Hey, until the next one, nothing but skills out.